Good morning. Whew. I feel like I almost didn't make it. And I only have to walk from my house to the garage, but some mornings are a later start than others. I did a nighttime trail run last night, and it was awesome. There's something amazing about being so incredibly focused on the ground in front of you so that you don't fall on your face. That makes the time just fly by. Whew. But it also meant that 5 a.m. came very early today. But that is okay. I'm super happy to be here. And happy to see that I'm not the only one that is here today. Yay. So my mom is taking the morning off anyway from this class. She's gonna join us a little later. So hi, Mom, later in the day, future Mom. She does a lot of sewing and quilting, and so she and a bunch of her friends have been sewing masks, and they're going to deliver them today to the Veterans Center nearby and to one of the medical clinics, and so that's awesome. My mom's awesome. So anyway, today what we're going to do is we are going to focus on a couple of special postures that are like a massage for your joints, for your muscles. So we're gonna do a couple special massage postures. It's going to feel very nice. So yeah, hey Jimmy Joe, how's it going? So yeah, let's do it. So set up your mat, grab your coffee, turn on whatever music you like to do yoga to, and we'll get going. It's gonna be a great day. Also, night runs leave not a ton of time for stretching before bed. I'm a little stiff this morning. But hey, it's all good. We're only going up from here, you know? Let's do it. All right. What is all that? Oh man, I love it. I love the little hearts going up the side of the screen. I can't read the text stuff, but I can see the little hearts, and it's awesome. Mwah. So let's get into a nice, comfortable seated position, whatever that is looking like for you today. And once you feel like you got yourself settled in, feel pretty comfortable, just close your eyes and start focusing on those nice deep breaths. In and out through your nose. And don't worry about doing anything with those deep breaths. Just breathe and notice what moves when you take those deep breaths in. Let's give those deep breaths a little more room. On your next inhale, reach your arms up, lift your ribs away from your hips, get a little taller. Stay tall. Exhale, hands back in your lap. And let's do that again. Nice deep breath in, reach up, lift up, get tall. And exhale. another deep breath in. Reach up, lift up, get tall. Exhale and bow forward. Coming far, just as far as you feel comfortable. And if it feels okay on your neck, you can just let your head hang down. And then focus on breathing across your back. As you take those deep breaths in, feel your back expand and widen. Take a deep breath in. Reach up, lift up, get tall. Stay tall. Exhale and twist. Just a gentle twist, staying really lifted through your spine. And focus on those deep breaths right in the center of your body. Feel your abdomen expand. Inhale, reach up, lift up, get tall. Exhale, twist the other way. Reach up, lift up, get tall. Exhale, up and over to one side. Top shoulder rolls back, top arm reaches over. And as you take those deep breaths, feel your rib cage expand on that open side. Nice deep breaths. Keep taking those deep breaths, keep reaching, and roll your shoulder down towards the floor, feeling that stretch move into your back. And let your breath follow it. And inhale up. Exhale, other side. Woo. Going over just as far as you feel comfortable going. Top shoulder rolls back, top arm reaching over, and take those deep breaths right into your rib cage. Keep breathing, keep reaching, roll that top shoulder down. Ooh. Feel that stretch move into your back. And let your breath follow. Inhale up. Ooh, reach up, lift up, get tall. Exhale and round. Reach your arms forward and round back. Separating your shoulders, tucking your chin. And then inhale, open up, breathe right into your chest. Exhale, round. Inhale, open. Exhale, round. Inhale, open. Exhale, round. Inhale, open. Exhale, round. Inhale, arms reach up, lift up, get tall. Stay tall, exhale, hands back in your lap. Whew. Close your eyes again. Take a few more of those deep breaths, and now just let everything expand at the same time. Ooh, that feels good. Sometimes when I'm planning out my yoga classes, I think, oh, we'll just skip the seated stuff. We'll just go straight to sun salutations. But it feels so good every time I do it. And I hope it feels good every time you do it too. I don't think I can ever skip them. Besides, it primes us for those deep breaths. All right, y'all, let's come up to all fours. Hands under shoulders, knees under hips. Put your fingertips down first, then that first big set of knuckles, then your palms, balancing your weight evenly. We're gonna go right into cat and cow today. So taking a nice deep breath in, retract your shoulder blades, squeeze them back and down, tilt your hips, scoop your chest, look up. And as you exhale, protract and elevate your shoulders, tuck your tailbone, and tuck your chin. Inhale, retract, depress, tilt, look up. Exhale, protract, elevate, tuck, round. Keep those going, following your own breathing. Just going at your own pace. Couple more deep breaths in. And when you're ready, exhale back into neutral spine. Alrighty. We're gonna do a little twist. You can plant your right hand into the floor right underneath the middle of your chest. Reach your left arm underneath, tap your shoulder blade, and then reach out and up. Reach under and reach up. And you want to think of that left shoulder blade squeezing in towards your right. Reach under and reach up. And just go as far as you can without those hips following around. So you want to keep your hips square to the wall behind you. Reach under and reach up, pushing the floor away with your right arm as you reach with your left. Reach under and reach up. Reach under, reach up. One more, reach under and reach up. And then switch places. Left hand goes where your right hand is. Reach that right hand under and then up. Reach under, reach up. Push the floor away with that left arm. Reach under and reach up, creating as much space in your shoulder as you can. Reach under and reach up. Right shoulder blade squeezing in towards your left. Reach under and up. Reach under up, reach under, reach up. One more time, under and up. All right, let's sit back, take a little wrist break, gently interlace your fingers, and just circle those hands around. So if you feel like you couldn't twist very far on that one, don't worry about it. Just do what you can do. Each day you'll get just a little bit farther. Those muscles across your chest and across the front of your shoulder will start to open up a little bit. You'll start to feel the strength in your upper back, enabling you to pull that arm back a little more, getting a deeper twist. Little by little, you will get stronger and more mobile. All right, let's come on back to all fours. We're gonna get up into our down dog. So plant those palms again, turn your toes under, take a nice deep breath in, and push and pull back, woo, into down dog. Hips pull up and back, chest is pressing back towards your knees. So you're trying to get your head down between your biceps. And we're gonna walk this dog, pressing one heel towards the floor, pulling the other knee in. Just march out those feet. For now, keep your hips square so that we're focusing that stretch on calves and hamstrings. Got some tight spots there. Keep it going. And then when you're ready, you can start to move those hips. Oh, wow. Up and down and side to side. And you'll feel the stretch move around a little bit. Just getting those joints moving. You're moving through your big toes, and you're moving through your ankles and your knees and your hips. Just get things moving. Ugh. Put that stretch where you want it the most. So you may have a spot somewhere in this move here. Maybe it's right there. If you've got one of those spots, like I do this morning, just hang out there. Hang out there for a second, and then move away from it, and then come back to it. Give it a little extra love. Ooh, yikes. Looking forward to those massage postures. And then bend your knees evenly, coming up onto the balls of your feet. Scoop your tailbone towards the ceiling. You might not even see a scoop. That's okay. You just want to feel that sense of scooping your tailbone up, and then start to press your knees back and start to press your heels down, just going as far as you can without losing that feeling of a scoop. So you might not get your knees straight, you might not get your heels on the floor, but that is absolutely okay. As long as you're feeling that nice stretch for your hamstrings, you're doing it right. All right, let's walk it up. Woo. And come on up. Deep breath in, reaching all the way up. And we are in mountain pose. Take a second to balance your weight evenly on your feet. Front to back, side to side. Getting off that side that we like to stand on a little more than the other one. Find that balance. Shoulders shake back and down. And your feet can be together, or hip distance, or anywhere in between, just wherever you're feeling the most comfortable. All right, team. Let's just start out with some nice deep breaths, shall we? Inhale and reach up. Lift up, get tall, ribs away from hips. Stay tall as you exhale right back down into that mountain pose. Inhale up. Exhale down. Inhale up. Exhale down. Inhale up. And exhale down. All right, before we get into our sun salutations, we're going to do some good mornings. Make fists and pull those fists right up and high like you're trying to put them into your armpits. Shoulder blades go back and down, and your elbows are squeezing towards one another like you're trying to get them to touch behind your lower back. Feel the muscles right up in the upper part of your back, squeezing together, flexing. Now we're going to hinge at those hips. So you want to keep that little curve, just that slight curve in your lower back, and hinge at that lower hip joint. So your tailbone is reaching back, the crown of your head is reaching forward. Your knees are going to stay over your ankles. So there's going to be a slight flex in your knee. But the movement itself is coming from your hips this way. And I actually have, because I'm in my garage, a really fantastic visual aid. This is a tree stake. And here's how this good morning should go. Against this stake, I should feel the back of my head. I should feel that space right between my shoulder blades, and I should feel my sacrum, all of that touching the stake, or the broomstick, or the PVC pipe, or whatever you have handy. As I hinge forward, those 3 points of contact stay. I'm going to feel the back of my head, the space between my shoulder blades, and my sacrum, all staying in contact with that board. So if, for example, I try to go farther down than my hamstrings want, I'm going to start rounding through my back, and I'm going to lose that point of contact with my tailbone. If my head, I have to move my arm so you can see this, if my head starts jutting forward, I'm going to feel that point of contact move from the back of my head to the crown of my head, or up towards the top of my head. So all these little things, those 3 points of contact happening during this good morning. So you just keep it going at your own pace, and just go as deeply as you feel like you can. So you gotta listen to those hamstrings. Thank you, tree stake. You gotta listen to those hamstrings to tell you when to stop. Because if you try to go too far, you start rounding, and we wanna keep that nice scoop. So if your back is feeling tight today, you might have a real tiny little good morning. It's just a little dip. That is absolutely okay. You just listen to your body. Now, what was that head thing that I mentioned? Aha. Well, your head, at least up to this point, right between your eyes, is still part of your spine. So when I say to keep your spine in that same nice long line, that includes your head. As we tip over, you're going to want to jut your chin out and keep looking forward, because it keeps your head upright and keeps you balanced, right? That's how your body is trying to orient itself in space. So your job is to keep your head right in line with your spine. So at the bottom of this little tip, you are looking at the floor in front of your feet. Let's do just a few more of those. This little hinge is one of the best moves that you can make a habit. It will save your spine. And come on up, let's shake out those arms. Upper back was working on that. And now we're gonna take that good morning, that hinge, and we're gonna take it farther down. We're gonna add a deeper knee bend so that we can get down into that forward fold. Here we go. Inhale up. Exhale, and that swan dive starts out as a hinge, and then just bend your knees as much as you need to get your stomach to thighs, chest to knee connection. Tuck your chin in, cheeks towards your shins, and the crown of your head is reaching down towards the tops of your feet. You just bend your knees as much as you need to get that contact. It is all good. And then take a nice deep breath in into a half lift, and we're reaching the crown of the head forward. Again, if your back is feeling tight today, that half lift might be up here. That is totally all right. You're just going for flat spine, nice and long. And then release it back down into that forward fold. Bend your knees, get that long flat back, and you're gonna reverse swan dive. It's a hinge, coming up, reaching up, and releasing back down, mountain. Let's flow that together. Inhale up. Exhale, hinge down, then bend your knees, then curl over those legs, get that forward fold. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, forward fold. Bend your knees and reverse swan dive all the way up. Reach up and exhale down. Inhale up. Exhale down. Forward fold. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale all the way back up. Reach up at the top. And exhale down. Inhale up. Exhale down. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale all the way back up, reach up at the top. And exhale, mountain pose. All right, let's add on the vinyasa. Take a nice deep breath in, reach up, lift up, get tall. Exhale, hinge, swan dive down, forward fold. Inhale, half lift, nice big deep breath in, and then bring your hands to the floor right underneath your shoulders and step your feet back into a plank. Shoulders are slightly protracted. You're tucking your tailbone under, tucking your hips and your ribs together like you're trying to drag your toes forward towards your hands using just your abdominal muscles. That'll fire up that plank. Take a nice deep breath in and we're going to lower down into chaturanga. Elbows straight back, chest and chin hover above the floor. Inhale, scoop forward and up into up dog. Shoulders are back and down. Watch out for this. Retract, depress. Turn your toes under and we push and pull back into down dog. Inhale back into plank. You can do this on your knees. If your back is talking to you, absolutely do this plank on your knees. Lower down chaturanga, also on your knees. Inhale and scoop it up. You can go up dog or baby cobra, leaving your rib cage on the floor. Exhale, pull it back down dog or child pose. All of those easier on wrists, elbows, shoulders, and lower back. So if you're feeling any of that, take a modification. It's all good. Inhale, plank on your knees or on your toes. Exhale, chaturanga, knees or toes. Inhale, scoop it up, up dog or baby cobra. Exhale, pull back, down dog or child pose. Inhale, plank, knees or toes. Exhale, chaturanga, knees or toes. Inhale, scoop it up dog or baby cobra. Exhale, pull back, down dog or child pose. And then inhale, walk your feet up to your hands. Come back into that half lift. And then exhale down into that forward fold. Bend your knees, get that long flat back. Inhale and reverse swan dive all the way up. Reach up at the top. And exhale, mountain pose. Inhale up. Exhale down, swan dive. Forward fold. Inhale, half lift. Hands down, step back plank. Exhale, chaturanga. Inhale, up dog or baby cobra. Exhale, down dog or child pose. Inhale, feet to hands, half lift. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale all the way back up, reach up at the top. And exhale, mountain pose. Let's do one more. Inhale up. Exhale down. Inhale, half lift. Hands down, step back, and Go through your vinyasa. Inhale, feet to hands, half lift. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale all the way back up. Reach up at the top. And exhale, mountain pose. All right. So, in order to get a proper massage, we got to get that blood moving. So we're going to start out with a little series of different kinds of squats. It's going to wake up those quads. It's going to get the heart rate up a little bit. It's going to feel great. So the first one that we're going to do, you want your feet about hip distance apart, which is about 2 fists side by side right between those big toe knuckles. Now this is a different kind of squat. Take a look at your second toes, and you want to make your second toes parallel to one another. So you might feel a little pigeon-toed. That's okay. Now roll those shoulders back and down, and you're going to scoop your arms forward. And what I mean by that is instead of reaching your arms forward this way and letting your shoulders protract, you're going to keep those shoulders back and down and scoop your arms underneath your chest. And you want to feel that little squeeze that happens between your biceps and your pecs, all while keeping your shoulders on top of your hips. Take a nice deep breath in, lifting your ribs away from your hips. And we're just going to sit back. And you want to feel your weight shift back into your heels. Just coming down as far as you feel okay coming. So if you come down and you start tipping forward too far on your hips, then that's where your squat can stop. Absolutely okay. You just come down to where you are feeling okay in that squat. Keep your heels, your weight in your heels, and then check in with those toes because they're going to want to open out to the side. Also, check in with your knees because your knees are going to want to drop in. Squeeze your glutes to open your knees out so you have that 6-inch gap between your toes, your heels, your knees, your hands. Your back is pulling back. Your shoulders retract and depress. Stay strong and then rise back up. Keeping those shoulders right where they are, keeping your arms where they are. Now, if in that squat you felt your shoulders roll forward a little bit, roll them back and down. Get that little squeeze going. All right, slightly different kind of squat. We're going to come up onto the balls of our feet. And find a place, balancing on the balls of your feet, where you feel stable. So if, for example, your ankles are wobbling out, and you're kind of here, I'm a little bit here today. If you're feeling that, then just focus all of your attention on feeling the balls of your feet against the floor and think of lifting up. Everything lifts up. Remember the balancing postures we did yesterday. It was all about lifting up. If you've got that stability and that's feeling pretty good, then start to lift your knees up. It's just a slight bend in your knees, but instead of thinking of knees going forward, think of your knees lifting up as if you're trying to lift your knees up to the same level as your hip. If that is feeling okay, then start to lower down, sliding down the back wall, only going as far as you can without your heels dropping or your ankles wobbling side to side. So like this is my limit today. But if you can get all the way down, go for it. If your knees are still lifting up, your heels are still lifting up, and you're feeling stable through your ankles, you just keep going. And then rise up, let your heels float down, keep your arms there, check in with those shoulders again. It's real easy for them to kind of start to creep towards your ears, so just check in, roll them back and down, get that little squeeze happening between your pecs and your biceps. Okay, last one. This one's killer. And I'm smiling about it. So come back up onto the balls of your feet and then squeeze your knees together. For those of you who are CrossFitters, this is going to feel like the world's weirdest squat, but just go with it, I promise. So shoulders are back and down. You're squeezing those knees together. Okay. So your heels are kind of floating up. Now, keeping your hips under your shoulders and your shoulders over your hips. Keep squeezing those knees together. Trust me, abs in tight. We are going to slide down the back wall. Now, only go as far as you can while keeping your shoulders over your hips. It might not be very low. That is okay. Keep coming down. Now, if you're pretty flexible and you can end up sitting on your calves, get out of your flexibility, get into your strength. So squeeze those knees together. Your hips are going to float just a little bit above those heels. Those quads should be on fire. Squeeze your knees together. No bouncing, no leaning, no cheating. Woo! Slowly rise back up. And come back to your mountain pose. Take a couple deep breaths. That burning sensation will go away. You just got to take a couple breaths. Ooh, now. Here's the awesome news you've been waiting for. We're going to do a whole nother set of those. I'm going to show you just a couple quick things. So on that last version of the squat, the whole thing, you got to keep your shoulders over your hips. As soon as you let yourself hinge forward, you're putting the work of that squat in your glutes and your hamstrings. When you stay up tall, you're keeping it in your quads, and that's where we want it. So just come down as far as you can without tipping forward. And like I said, it might not be very far. That's okay. Go with where your body is today. So we're going to do that whole set again. So find that 6-inch gap between your feet. Second toes parallel. Scoop your shoulders back and down and bring your hands up to shoulder height. Oh, and check in. I know I look like I have a total anterior pelvic tilt. It's just, I got a bubble butt. And so think about kind of tucking that tailbone under a little bit and staying really tall so that you're not here. Okay, I don't know, maybe that was oversharing. So squeezing right between your biceps and your pecs. Stay tall, and we're just gonna sit back. This one's for your glutes and your hamstrings. Inhale, lift up through your abs. Exhale, start to sit back, just coming down as far as you feel like you can. Feel that weight back in your heels. Your upper back is so strong. Shoulder blades are squeezing together. Chest is lifting up tall. 6 inches between your toes, your heels, your knees, your hands. Keep breathing through all that work you're doing. Keep breathing. And then push the floor weight. Come back up. Check in with those shoulders. Rise up onto the balls of your feet. Lifting your heels up off the floor as high as you feel like you can stabilize. And then start lifting up on your knees. And if that's feeling okay, you can start sliding down the back wall. Shoulders over hips, hips under shoulders, knees lifting, heels lifting, breathing deeply, staying stable. Only coming down as far as you can stay stable through your ankles. And then rise up, let your heels float down. Scoop those arms again, readjust those shoulders. Here comes the fun one. Come up on the balls of your feet again, squeeze those knees together. Shoulders over hips, hips under shoulders, and slide down the back wall. Keep your hips under your shoulders, your shoulders over your hips, coming down as far as you feel like you can today. Letting those hips just float over your heels if you get down that far. Don't sit down. Keep those knees squeezing together. Keep breathing deeply. Now, no bouncing, no leaning, no cheating. Slowly as you can. Woo! Rise back up. Heels float down. Arms come down. Take a couple deep breaths. And the burning sensation will will go away. It takes a couple breaths, but it'll go away, I promise. All right. So you can feel, you can hear in my voice. Whew, that gets the heart rate up, gets the blood pumping, quads are on fire, and now we get our first massage posture. And this is eagle pose. So this one I can't mirror for you. And you'll see why in a second. Take a nice deep breath and reach up. And then exhale, and you're going to swing your right elbow under your left. And then wind your arms together, tying them in a little knot. So right elbow is under left, and you're just getting your hands as close as you can. If you can interlace your fingers, great, go for it. If you're not quite there, that's okay. Whatever's your tightest grip. And if you have trouble getting your right elbow under your left, you can also do a big bear hug like this. So get whatever grip is working for you. Pull your elbows down and then flex your biceps and pull your hands in close to your face. So you're creating this little tourniquet. You're tying this little knot up here. Now sit back just a little bit of a hinge. You're going to take that right leg. This is where things get crazy. You're going to take that right leg up and over the left and wind it around. Now, if you can hook your toes behind your calf, great. If you're not quite there, that's okay. Like if what I just did looks like a magic trick, that's fine. Just focus on pressing your right thigh down into your left. And if balance is the thing, then you can sit back, cross that right leg over, and put your right toes on the floor. The main thing is that you want to feel a squeeze between those thighs. Really squeeze. That's one of your massage points. That's one of your tourniquets that you're creating. Pulling those elbows down, flexing your hands in close to your face, sitting down, squeezing that right thigh in towards your left. Keep taking those deep breaths. And then release that. Inhale, come up. Woo, and you feel that nice warm tingling sensation. That's your massage. And let's get the other side. So we're doing left under right, winding those hands together. Get whatever grip is working for you. Big old bear hug, if that works better. Pull your elbows down, flex your biceps, hands in close to your face. Get that nice tight little knot. Sit back just a little bit and bring that left leg up, over, and ooh, let's see about that. Up, over, and wrap it around. You got lots of options. Maybe you're just gonna cross and tap your toe down on the floor to keep your balance. Maybe it's sort of halfway there. Maybe it's all the way and you're wrapping your toes around your calf. It's all good. Wherever you can get to feel that squeeze between your thighs. The deeper you sit down, the deeper you're going to be able to get this little squeeze. So go with what is working for you today, but get whatever squeeze you can and then breathe. Breathing deeply behind those tourniquets, all that freshly oxygenated blood building up behind those tourniquets. And now here comes the fun part. We release it. Release that twist. Release your arms. Inhale up. And exhale down. Woo. And you feel all that warm, tingly sensation. That's all that freshly oxygenated blood just rushing around for a second, giving you that massage. All right, we got another one. For this one, we're going to come down to the floor. As slowly as necessary. All right. So we're going to do a couple of our back strength postures because our massage that we're going for is going to feel even better after that. So here we go. Palms on the floor. We're going to start with our cobra pose. Fingertips no farther forward than the tops of our shoulders. Shoulders retract and depressed, elbows are squeezing back, and your legs are squeezing together. Toes, ankles, knees, all squeezing together. You're going to keep the tops of your feet on the floor. Take a nice deep breath in. Let your abdomen expand against the floor and push you up. Keep squeezing those knees together, squeezing your glutes. push your hips down, keeping your feet on the floor. Toes are reaching back. Shoulders are back and down. There's very little to no weight in your hands. It's all about the muscles in your back pulling you up. And then release that down. Just let your arms hang by your sides for a second. All right, then we're gonna go into seal pose. Your legs are gonna do exactly what they just did. So squeeze your toes, ankles, knees together, squeeze them, squeeze them. Arms are gonna reach down by your sides. This time, I should say your legs aren't doing exactly because your feet get to come up off the floor for this one. Squeeze your glutes to push your hips down, shoulders retract into press, reach back and let those toes float up. Big squeeze through your glutes. Reaching back, your quads are strong and engaged to make those legs long. And then release it down. Couple deep breaths. We're going to do one more. You can do seal pose again if you like, or you can go into full locust with your arms reaching out to the sides. So hands reach out right at shoulder level. Legs are gonna do exactly the same thing they just did for seal. So zip them up, toes, ankles, knees. Engage your quads to make those legs long. Shoulders go back and down and lift up. As you take that deep breath in, your abdomen expands against the floor, helping you lift up. Keep those shoulder blades squeezing back down and together. Toes are reaching back, quads engaged, glutes engaged. And then release it down. All right. Press your palms into the floor. We're going to come into a kneeling position. All right. Now this is going to be a special kneeling position. And, well, you'll see what I'm talking about in a second. Your knees are going to stay together. Your feet are going to open out to the sides. Toes are still pointed straight back. You're going for a spot where your feet are on either side of your hips. So, you might not be able to get your butt all the way down to the floor. That is absolutely okay. You can just hover, or if you've got a book handy, or a yoga block, if you happen to have one handy, you can sit on that. So you can just sit on that block to kind of relax down into it. But just kind of hovering up will do the same thing. Once you have your kneeling position, you start to breathe very, very deeply. Now the tourniquet is happening in your knees. This is an incredible posture. Now we've just worked your quads really hard. We worked your glutes really hard. So there's a lot of blood flow there right now. Shoulders are over your hips, and you just focus on those deep breaths because you're building up this huge supply of freshly oxygenated blood that is getting stopped right here. So when we release it, it's going to feel amazing. But right now, it's starting to get really super uncomfortable. As long as you are not feeling pain, stay with it and breathe through it. If you are feeling pain, then please allow yourself to come out of it. If it's just kind of uncomfortable, just breathe. Focus on taking the deepest possible breaths, building up that supply of freshly oxygenated blood. All right, we're going to release this. Now, here's how we're going to do it. You come out of it as slowly as you can, as you need to, coming up out of this seated position, and then once you're out, swing those legs around. We're going to lie down Shavasana. get down to the floor as quickly as you can. You'll feel these nice warm tinglies going down through your legs. So as slow as you need to release the tourniquet, and then once you're out, swing around, come into Shavasana. And you can feel that warm tingling sensation going down through your knees, your ankles, and your feet, which should feel amazing. Nice deep breaths. Good times. So that posture and all of these tourniquet postures, let's rock and roll up. I'm not talking to you from the floor. So all of these tourniquet postures, it's like turning on your garden hose and then putting a kink in it to stop the flow of the water. All that water is still building up behind it. And then when you unkink that hose, for just a couple seconds, that water is rushing out really fast as it's been building up. The same thing is happening with your freshly oxygenated blood behind your tourniquets. So we're getting blood flows just rushing out to the very, very little ends of your capillaries that maybe you don't have the greatest circulation all the way out to the ends. Maybe they don't see all that freshly oxygenated blood all that time. So when we suddenly send it rushing down, it's helping to flush out the junk. It's bringing all the nutrients to places that maybe aren't getting as much as they would like. So these are good for you. Okay, one more. This one is going to be for your hips. And so in order to get a nice massage for those hips, we're going to work them for a second, and we're going to work them with boat pose. So, if you were here last week, you might remember boat pose. First things first, let's find those sit bones. Feet are flat on the floor, knees are up. You can just use your hands on your knees for balance. Sitting up real tall. Once you got those sit bones, then rock back a little bit so you're right behind your sit bones. A little more in the meaty part of your butt. But keep your spine really tall. Keep your back lifted. Shoulders are back and down. Chest is tall. Once you've got that, if that's feeling pretty good, pick your heels up off the floor and just balance on your toes. And if you can stay right here if you want, perfectly fine. But if this is feeling pretty good, release your grip and reach your arms forward. And if that's feeling pretty good, you can also lift your toes up off the floor. Every step of the way, check in with your lower back. And if your lower back starts to round a little bit, or if it's just kind of achy, then back up to the previous step. So find your boat, whatever boat is working for you today. And then bring your toes down and inhale and scoop up. And then rock back and find that boat again. And toes down, inhale, scoop up, and rock back. Now, if you really want to torture your hip flexors, for those of you who are a little more advanced, if this boat is working for you, you can also extend your legs up. This will really talk to those hip flexors. I am not interested in talking to my hip flexors that loudly today, so I'm going to stay here. Toes down, inhale, scoop up, and rock back, find that boat. Okay, folks, you know where we're going. From boat, we're heading to canoe. So extend those legs out, unfold a little bit, and you're going to balance on your sacrum. Here comes the fun part. We're going to get back into our boat. Find that boat. Get whatever help you need to get back into that boat. It's all good. And then come on back down into your canoe. And then come on back up into your boat. Canoe. And boat. For those of you who do CrossFit, I once did boat and canoe to Sally. Bring Sally up, bring Sally down, and never doing that again. And come on down to the canoe. Come on back into your boat, grab your oar. Row your boat. Get that twist going, keep your chest up nice and tall. Don't worry, the massage is worth it, I promise. Even yourself out. Come back to your boat. Come back to your canoe. Stand up paddleboard. Take a couple deep breaths. Let the burning go away. All right. And now for the massage. This is wind removing pose, and it's awesome. Pull your knee into your chest. Interlace your fingers. Nice tight webbing to webbing grip. Bring that grip just below your kneecap. Pull that leg out, around, and in towards your armpit. So we've done this one before, but we haven't done the whole thing. Ooh. So let your leg just relax, let your abdominal muscles relax, let your arms do the work. Take a deep breath in, exhale, and pull that leg in. Now, you can see my left calf is popping up off the floor a little bit. If yours is too, then flex that left foot, press your heel away. Lengthen that left leg to bring that calf back down a little closer to the floor, or touching the floor if you can. Deep breaths. Inhale, exhale. Pull that leg in. And then release it down and feel all that blood flowing back into your hip. Oh, that's good. Bring that left leg up. Interlace your finger. Find your grip. Pull that knee out, around, and in towards your armpit. Relaxing through your leg, relaxing your abdominal muscles. Let your arms do the work. Inhale, exhale, pull. You want to feel a little pinch up in that left hip. And if your right calf is threatening to pop up off the floor, then flex your foot, press your heel away, lengthening that leg, pressing that calf back down. Just get that contact. Breathe. Inhale, exhale, pull. And then release it down. All right, now the next part is we're going to pull both knees in. Both knees in towards your chest. Wrap your arms around your legs, around the outsides, and you're trying to grab a hold of your elbows. But if you're not quite there, forearms, wrists, fingertips, whatever's your tightest grip, just get that grip around your legs. Head is going to be back down on the floor. Now take a deep breath in, let your abdomen expand, and you're going to feel it push your legs away. As you exhale, use those strong arms, empty out, and pull those legs in. And just like with the others, you're trying to keep the center of your body relaxed, your legs are relaxed, you're letting your arms do the work, your back do the work. Just keep taking those deep breaths, even though that space is feeling very small, very, very cramped right now. Just pull everything in. Deep, deep breaths, letting your abdomen expand into that tight space. One more nice deep breath in. Exhale, pull. And then release it all down. Coming into Shavasana. And then pull your knees into your chest just gently and rock side to side. And then rock and roll up to a seated position, right where we started. All right, take a nice deep breath in, reach up, lift up, get tall, palms together. Exhale your hands down to heart center. I cannot even tell you how much it means to me that you take some time out of your day to join me for this. I just don't even have the words. Thank you so, so much. It means so much to me that you're here, whether you're here with me live right now or you're here with me later in the day. It's wonderful. I love checking in on Facebook and seeing new comments from people who did it later in the afternoon, and it's just really so good. It's such a great feeling. So please feel free to leave as many comments, questions, requests that you want. And if you are enjoying this, and if this is bringing some clarity and focus to your day, some structure to your day, if it's just feeling awesome, I can say me too. And if you feel like making a little donation, my Venmo is Kathy-Apple, and that would just feel like a hug when I can't get hugs right now. You know what I'm saying? Oh man, y'all have a fantastic rest of your day, and I'll be back tomorrow morning, and we'll finish off week 2. Thank you again so very much. Take care of yourselves. Namaste. Mwah.